Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. And I do have a members-only channel with a lot of perks for members, including weekly live workshops with a different manifesting topic each week, weekly live group coaching, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below. In the description box, click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to speak to all of you who are still on the fence about everyone is you pushed out. Is that concept even true? Does that concept apply to everything and everyone? Are there exceptions to the rule of everyone is you pushed out and so on? So I wanted to help all those of you guys who might be at this stage in your journey where you might still be doubting everyone is you pushed out, to understand it better, to start believing it, and to dispel your doubt and your disbelief. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So as I just said in my intro, this is something that I encounter quite a lot when I coach people or in the questions I get in my membership channel. Also a lot of the time in questions in my comments here on my public channel. There are a lot of people, I know there are a lot of you out there who are either doubting the whole concept of everyone is you pushed out. How could it be that everyone is me pushed out? Or you might be doubting it about certain people. Perhaps everyone is me pushed out except my SP, for example, or except someone else who I find challenging in my reality, and so on. So for those of you who are still doubting this concept, either entirely or partially, I wanted to give you some ways to actually dispel that disbelief and start believing in it more and start seeing it working in practice for you. So I wanted to make some suggestions in this video. Take them as they resonate with you, of course, but I guarantee you, if you start implementing them, you are going to start seeing results. And then you're going to find yourself believing in this concept more and more and more. And before you know it, that belief will have become natural within you. So the first thing that you want to be doing is test it, test it, test it. Take that concept and apply it to everyone and anyone you know. I don't care if it's your neighbor, I don't care if it's an acquaintance, I don't care if it's the people at work, I don't care if it's your SP, I don't care if it's your family, your friends, it can be anyone. And as a matter of fact, you want to be applying it to multiple people, not just one person. And the reason I'm telling you to do that is because as you start applying it on people who you have no resistance to, you are going to start seeing results. You are going to set an intention that this person is going to do this, or that they're going to wear this color or that item of clothing, or that they're going to tell you this thing or that thing, or that they're going to show up this way or that way, and so on. First of all, you're going to have so much fun with it, but the important part of it is that you will start feeling more and more convinced that this thing works, that truly everyone is you pushed out. And by the way, you can apply it in many different ways. You can apply it in silly ways, in playful ways, like what I just said. I want that person to wear that nail polish, or I want them to say this thing to me, or I want them to do this thing. Test it and see how it works for you. The more you practice it, the more it's going to be working. But also, you can start applying it on bigger things. Do you want something from your family? Do you want something from a friend? Do you want someone to do something or say something or show up in a certain way that in some way or other it's important for you? Apply that as well. Test that as well. You want to be testing it in all possible ways, big and small, because this is going to show you and prove to you the range and the variety in which this principle works, and it's unalterable. It works both in small things and in bigger things. Now, what do you do if, as I said earlier, you do believe that everyone is you pushed out and you have seen it working and you have seen it in practice? However, you are one of these people who have a lot of resistance to their SP, perhaps. So you are having thoughts of, yes, maybe everyone is me pushed out except my SP. Or, yes, everyone is me pushed out except my mom or my dad, who will never listen to me, who will never conform to what I say. Or perhaps my boss at work. Many people have one or more people, usually a handful of people, who they have a lot of resistance to and who they doubt that the law works on. How do you overcome that resistance towards those people? The principle is the same. You need to be testing the law on them and the whole principle of everyone is you pushed out on them as well as on everyone else. The little secret here, of course, is that you may need to persist more and for a longer period of time. For the sole reason that you have a lot of resistance to them, you are probably still dwelling a lot on their old version. You might be dwelling on circumstances, on a backstory, on this or that. And so in your mind, even though it's not different, but in your mind, you might be representing the situation with them or your relationship with them as something that is harder compared to the average person in your life being you pushed out. So if you have an SP that you have a lot of resistance to, perhaps you want to start smaller. Perhaps you want to start by setting intentions for them to wear a certain thing, to say a certain thing, to do a certain thing that is kind of small and kind of inconsequential and you kind of don't have much resistance to. As you start seeing them conforming to that, it's going to be more and more proof to you that the law works and that yes, they too, like everyone else, are you pushed out. And this is also going to give you the motivation and the courage and the assertiveness to start going bigger on them. So in the beginning, you start by intending that they wear something specific or they do something specific, something small. Perhaps they text you a certain thing or perhaps they bring you a coffee, something like that. And then as you see these smaller, non-resistant intentions, so to speak, work out for you, you will start feeling more and more assertive and more bold in trying bigger things with them. So for example, if it's an SP, you might start trying testing the relationship with them, the commitment from them, and so on. If it's your boss at work, you might start trying the promotion with them. If it's your parents that you feel never conform to what you want, you may start testing with them those areas that you feel they haven't previously conformed to. So this is, you guys, how you do it by implementation and by application, as consistently as possible, as much as possible, to as many people as possible, to all things bigger and smaller. And you can start smaller if you want, there is no problem with that, especially for people you have resistance to. Start smaller, and this is going to help you build your faith and your belief. And before you know it, you're going to be seeing how beautifully things will be working out for you and how you will be becoming more and more convinced of the law of assumption and the validity of that whole principle of everyone is you pushed out. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.